The 2013-2014 financial year presented the Eastern Cape Rural Development Agency with a compelling opportunity and the required resolve to build vibrant rural economies, reduce poverty, ensure food security, and the empowerment of communities. Now in its second year of operation, Ecrda provides platforms, channels, and resources necessary to provide an integrated approach to the growth and development of rural communities. For those in the rural development space, this is an enormous undertaking that requires a significant financial investment as well as the concomitant human resources which possess the required skills and experience to discharge Ecrda's mandate. This calls on Ecrda to extend its offering beyond its loan finance and agricultural development tools and requires the application of inspired solutions for the most pressing challenges that confront rural communities. As such, the organization identified the implementation of high-impact priority projects as the pillar on which its rural development interventions should be premised. Ecrda is therefore pleased to report that the 2013-2014 financial year became a formidable platform to launch a coordinated attack on the challenges that face the Eastern Cape rural landscape. As such, Ecrda is equally aware that a considerable financial injection is needed to provide the organization with the required impetus to discharge its broad mandate and cater to the demands of rural communities on the institution. However, the timing of funding allocations forces the organization to be innovative and inventive in the manner in which it uses available resources. Ecrda is therefore pleased with the 173 million total funding allocation it received in 2013-2014. The use of these public assets requires Ecrda to practice financial prudence and become a trusted steward of public funds. This is evidenced by Ecrda's ability to maintain an unqualified audit opinion for the 2 years it has been in operation. Furthermore, Ecrda aims to improve its own income generation sources for a maximum service delivery impact. Government grants, excluding funding for the cropping project for the Department of Rural Development and Agrarian Reform, amounted to 138 million. Ecrda also provides grant funding from its own allocation to its subsidiaries, which amounted to 12 million. In 2013-2014, the unplanned transfer of 12 million rand to Magwa Enterprise Tea resulted in a 1.1 million rand deficit. Ecrda's loan book of 154 million rand pre-impairments and excluding livestock loans grew by 2% year-on-year, whilst the impairment rate remained fairly constant at 62%. A new credit policy was approved in 2013, which aims to improve the quality of the loan book whilst remaining true to the developmental mandate of the agency, which serves the unbankable entrepreneurial startup market. Ecrda aims to improve the performance of its loans by providing clients with an aftercare service for the entire duration of the loan term, broadening the loan focus to include non-agricultural loans and the stringent application of its collection procedures. Ecrda approved loans amounted to 14.7 million rand for dispersal to 473 enterprises in 2013-2014. Of this amount, 2.6 million rand were Mafisa loans dispersed to 178 beneficiaries. These loans mainly catered for livestock farming in the Chris Hani district and for crop farmers who are participating in the cropping program of the Department of Rural Development and Agrarian Reform. Over 2.4 million rand of agricultural loans were dispersed to 34 beneficiaries, while 818,000 rand of non-agricultural loans were dispersed to 19 beneficiaries. The majority of the loans, 89%, went to entrepreneurs involved in agricultural activities, while the balance, 11%, went to non-agricultural activities. About 31% of the loans went to the OR Tambo district, 26% to Amatole, 20% to Krusani, 19% to Alfred Nzo, and 4% to the Gagadu district. During the period under review, ECRDA implemented the department's Litsima grain production program. The department made available 38 million rand for production. 6,559 hectares were planted, benefiting 325 projects. These projects are constituted by 8,741 beneficiary landowners, while 432 temporary jobs were created during production. Furthermore, the organization began the implementation of the DBSA Jobs Fund Agro-Processing Initiative. DBSA has committed 91 million rand over the next 3 years to ECRDA and the Eastern Cape Development Corporation for the implementation of this initiative. The DBSA Jobs Fund will contribute 80% of the funds, while the remaining 20% is split equally between ECRDA and ECDC. ECRDA received 18.7 million rand for the implementation of the program in the period under review. A total of 1,866 hectares were planted in 2 sites by the end of the financial year. 955 hectares in Ngoga and 911 hectares in Mqanduli. In the livestock development program, focus was on Fort Milan in Mbashe and Ntseshe in Mngoma. In Ntseshe, ECRDA provided farmers with 6 Nguni bulls, while those in Fort Milan received 3 Brahman bulls. In both villages, a total of 1,300 cattle were vaccinated. In addition, 3 training workshops on basic animal husbandry were held in each village. These interventions are geared to improve production volumes and reduce mortality rates. A total of 261,000 rand was spent on these interventions. ECRDA also secured a 3-year DBSA Jobs Fund grant of 113 million rand for the organization's forestry development program. 30 million rand will be matched equally between ECRDA and ECDC. The objective of this program is to ensure that by the end of the 3-year period, 6,000 hectares would have been planted, with the creation of 565 permanent jobs in 8 projects, which cover a total area of 15,600 hectares. During the year, nearly 5.5 million rand was committed to 5 projects. Izinini and Sinawo near Bizana, Mkambati near Flagstaff, Stlokeni near Maclear, and Kugunga near Kumbu. Notwithstanding the late start, 340 hectares were planted and 320 people were employed. ECRDA has also formed a high-value partnership with the Sakisizwe Biofuels project in the Gukha Industrial Development Zone, which aims to generate 100 million litres of biodiesel per annum. ECRDA will provide feedstock to the plant from ECRDA-supported farmers. As such, these farmers are expected to embark on a cropping program of no less than 40,000 hectares of land in 2014-2015 to plant oilseeds, soybeans, and sunflower seeds as rotational crops. Moving forward, the organization will continue to focus on the vigorous pursuit and inspired implementation of its identified high-impact priority programs, underpinned by robust operational efficiencies. Furthermore, more focus will be placed on sharpening ECRDA's loan finance tools to improve their performance and ability to effect meaningful economic change in the rural communities the organization serves. The ultimate objective is building vibrant rural economies, reducing poverty, ensuring food security, and the empowerment of communities. ECRDA, Masakeni, let us build together.